Yes, it's a beautiful morning to you listeners out there. This is your delectable sports program, Sports Diaries, and I am Sports Diva. And this morning, I will be taking you on an eventful ride through the world of sports, ranging from the latest sports update, expert analyses, and exciting highlights in the sporting arena. Beginning stronger from the NNL, where we've got this coming from the mighty Jets, and this is coming from no other person but Barnabas Asuku. Yeah, still talking NNL and still talking Barnabas Asuku as he's set to dump the Nigerian National League NNL side. Mighty Jets. Asuku is reported to be attracting interest from unnamed club abroad. The energetic midfielder has been one of the standout performers for Mighty Jets this season. Asuku's imminent departure could spell doom for Mighty Jets' hope of avoiding relegation in the league as they occupy bottom spot on the Conference C table with 13 points from 12 matches. He has gained valuable experience with the likes of Yobe Desert Stars, Lobby Stars, Solution FC, Giant Brilliance across different levels of the Nigerian football. A move abroad could mark a major turning point in his career as he looks to make his mark on the European stage. Yes, moving on, well, we've got this one coming from Senegal. Senegal is refusing to send the African Cup of Nations trophy back. This follows the decision from the Confederation of African Football, CAF, to strip them of the title. CAF has declared the 2025 AFCON final walkover and awarded host Morocco a 3-0 win. The football body upheld Morocco's claim that Senegal's stoppage time walk-off meant they had broken the laws of the game. Head coach of the Teranga Lions, Pep Thiaw, ordered his players off the pitch after the hosts were awarded a penalty for the final kick of the match. According to recent reports, despite CAF's ruling, Senegals are refusing to unback the trophy and have described the decision as unjust, unprecedented, and unacceptable. The Secretary General of the Senegalese Football Federation, FSF, Abdoulaye Sow, has also accused CAF of corruption and insists that the trophy would be going nowhere. Still talking AFCON 2025, AFCON drama 2025. Well, we've got this coming from CAF President Dr. Patrick Motsepe. As the President of CAF, Dr. Patrick Motsepe, has reacted to the decision of CAF Appeal Board, an independent CAF tribunal body that is chaired by the judge, concerning the final match between Morocco and Senegal during the Total Energies CAF AFCON Morocco 2025. Let's go and see what he has to say about the CAF drama.
I've been informed of the ruling by the CAF Appeal Board concerning the appeal by Morocco relating to the AFCON Morocco 2025 final match. And I previously expressed my extreme disappointment with the incidences that took place at the final match. And the important thing of what happened on that final match is it undermines the good work that CAF has done over many, many years to ensure that that there's integrity, that there's respect, that there's ethics, that there's governance, as well as credibility of the results of our football matches. The occurrences, those incidences at the final match of the AFCON Morocco exposes is the work that we are still dealing with concerning the suspicion and distrust. It's a legacy issue. When I became president, one of the major concerns was the impartiality, the independence, and the respect of referees and match commissioners. And a lot of good work has been done, but there continues to be suspicion, because it's a legacy issue. It's something that has been there for many years, and we consistently deal with that, because that's critically important. Another important matter that these incidences at the final match brought to the fore is the independence and the respect of our judicial bodies. In choosing the members of our judicial bodies, we followed a different path, different from what had been the case before. We invited each member association, and we invited every zone, the 6 regional areas or the 6 zones in CAF, to give us names of respected judges and respected lawyers, because it is important that the decisions of our disciplinary board, the CAF disciplinary board, and the decisions of the CAF appeals board is viewed with the respect and integrity that's very important to us. So if you look at the composition of those bodies, they reflect some of the most respected lawyers and judges on the continent. And but we will still have to deal with this, with the perceptions and the concerns about the integrity. It's an ongoing issue. We are very clear at CAF that we are enormously committed to ensure that, not only in terms of what we do, because we've implemented best practices. We've identified judges and lawyers from every region, from every zone from the 54 countries in Africa, to make sure that these are people who have integrity and have a track record. And partly the independence is reflected by the decisions that were taken by the 2 bodies. The CAF disciplinary board took one decision. The CAF appeals board took a totally different position. And I'm told that Senegal is going to appeal, which is very important. Every one of the 54 nations in Africa have a right to pursue their appeals and their advance interests, not only at the highest level in Africa, in CAF, but also the highest body, which is the CAS. And we will adhere and respect the decision that's taken at the highest level. A critical factor is that not a single country in Africa will be treated in a manner that is more preferential or more advantageous or more favorable than any other country on the African continent. We take what has happened at the final match in Morocco during the AFCON, the Total Energies CAF Morocco 2025. We take it very seriously. And we have already started with very important steps to make sure that those areas which have been identified as deficiencies and where there's need for improvement, that the necessary resolutions are passed. We have very high standards that we set for ourselves. It is important for us that ordinary football supporters and spectators in every one of the 54 countries in Africa, in their judgment, not in CAF's judgment, not in my judgment, regard the decisions of our judicial bodies as fair, with integrity and impartiality, and what is equally important, that they regard our referees, our VR operators, and our match commissioners as people who are fair and just, and those decisions that are taken reflects the impartiality and independence that's critically important.
recent statement from the CAF president on the AFCON controversy has certainly stirred conversation across the football community. While his remarks aim to clarify the situation, many fans and stakeholders out there still feel there are some unanswered questions, especially regarding transparency and decision making. AFCON remains one of the biggest African, it remains one of the African's biggest sporting events, and with this comes our expectation for fairness, organization, and clear communication. At a time when African football is gaining more global attention, moments like this highlight the need for stronger accountability and consistency from leadership. That being said, this could also be an opportunity for CAF to rebuild trust and reinforce its commitment to growth of the game across the continent, because at the end of the day, the fans, the players, and the integrity of African football must come first. Yes, moving on away from AFCON 2025 drama and moving on to the UCL, where we've got this on Victor Osimhen and Galatasaray, as Galatasaray have announced that Victor Osimhen suffered a fracture on his right arm on Wednesday night UEFA Champions League clash with Liverpool. The Turkish Super League champions also revealed that they will decide whether he will undergo surgery. Osimhen was injured early in the clash with Liverpool at Anfield. The 27-year-old could only play for the first half, with Galatasaray succumbing to a 4-0 defeat. His teammate Noah also suffered a serious cut on his right thumb during the same match. Okan Buruk's side will now concentrate on the defense of the Super League title and the Turkish club. Still talking UCL, where we've got this coming from Mohamed Salah, Liverpool ace, as he has made history by becoming the first African player to score 50 UEFA Champions League goals, surpassing Chelsea legend Didier Drogba. The 33-year-old reached the landmark during Liverpool 4-0 win against Galatasaray in the Champions League round of 16 second leg tie. The Egyptian captain secured his half-century in the 62nd minute with a signature curling strike into the stop corner. His record-breaking tally includes 47 goals for Liverpool, 2 for Basel, and 1 for AS Roma. Salah has now officially surpassed Drogba's previous African record of 44 goals, and he will now hope to extend his goal tally when Liverpool face Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League quarter-final stage in April. Yes, moving on, and still talking UCL, where we've got this coming from Galatasaray manager Okan Buruk, as he has suggested that Liverpool defender Ibrahim Konate committed fouls too easily on Victor Osimhen during both sides in UEFA Champions League tie. Buruk also criticized the match referee Paweł Ragzowski, labeling him as worst referee for failing to step in to protect Osimhen. Buruk said, and I quote, Konate committed fouls far too easily on Victor Osimhen's position. We were expecting the best referee in the world, but instead, the worst referee in the world officiated the match. And I turned from frustrating to damaging for Galatasaray when Osimhen picked up an injury during the game. The Nigerian international was forced off at halftime before the final whistle. Yeah, still moving on, well, we've got this on the UCL, and this is coming from no other person but Arsenal legend Thierry Henry, as he has lauded Barcelona following their impressive 7-2 triumph over Newcastle in the second leg of the UEFA Champions League round of 16. The Catalan team achieved an aggregate score of 8-3 against the English club, securing their advancement to the quarterfinals. After a 1-1 during the first leg, both teams approached the second leg with a must-win mentality. Newcastle posed a significant challenge to Barcelona in the first half, managing to equalize twice before Lamine Yamal converted a penalty penalty to make it 3-2 at halftime. The second half witnessed the Catalans netting 5 goals and showcasing a remarkable performance from the team. In an interview with Newsman, Henry expressed his admiration for Barcelona's display against Newcastle. He said, and I quote, "What transpired is a merely a victory. It's a global earthquake, a night that will be remembered in history. What a second half, a total transformation, a different character, a little determination. This is the true Barcelona. When they set their minds to it, they can achieve anything." Henry further comparisons between the current squad and the iconic era of John Scrooge, stating they are an extraordinary team. Watching them play evokes thoughts of power. They appear so convincing. Then witnessing them at home feels like it feels so amazing. And that was coming from no other person but Arsenal legend Thierry Henry. Yeah, still talking UCL, but we've got this from England, as England has made history following the conclusion of the Week Champions League round of 16 second leg fixture, played on Tuesday and Wednesday respectively, because the 4 Premier League clubs from England were eliminated from the Champions League round of 16 stage. They are Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, and Newcastle United. Manchester City were defeated by Real Madrid, while Chelsea lost against Paris Saint-Germain. Newcastle lost against Barcelona, and Tottenham was eliminated from the competition at the hands of Atletico Madrid. However, according to recent reports, this is the first time in Champions League history that 4 sides from the single nation have all been eliminated at the same stage of the season in the UEFA Champions League. Yes, moving on to the Carabao Cup final, and we've got this coming from Arsenal legend Paul Masson, as he has predicted the Carabao Cup final between the Gunners and Manchester City. Arsenal Manchester City will clash in Carabao Cup final on Sunday at the Wembley Stadium. Speaking to Newsman, Masson backed Arsenal to beat the Citizens 2-1. He said, and I quote, "The Premier League leaders will want this to be a dog game because it suits them. If it becomes end-to-end, City may have a chance in my opinion. If I had to pick a team, I will go with Arsenal. However, that does not mean it will be easy. We know Manchester City can play, and if they get going, they can hurt any team. Arsenal 2, Manchester City 1. And that is a prediction coming from Arsenal legend Paul Masson. Yes, moving on. Well, we've got this on the European League. This is coming from no other person but a liner, as he is hopeful Nottingham Forest can overturn their first leg deficit to Danny's side. FC Midtjylland, the Tricky Trees lost 1-0 at home to FC Midtjylland in the first leg of the UEFA Europa League round of 16-day encounter last week Thursday. The reverse fixture is scheduled for tonight at the MCH Arena. Vitor Pereira's side will need to score at least 2 goals without conceding to Anabat in the quarterfinals. And I know Alaina has insisted they're equal at the task. He had this to say, he said, and I go, hopefully we can keep it going. We work hard every week. It is another game that we will try to work hard and try to progress in the tournament. And this was coming from no other person but Alaina. Yes, moving on. We have got this coming from FIFA, as FIFA has officially announced the dates for the 2026 FIFA Under-17 Women World Cup, which Morocco will host. FIFA announced it on its official Xlandu on Thursday. That was yesterday, stating, save the date. This year, UI17WWC in Morocco will take place from the 17th of October to the 7th of November. This marks the second edition of the expanded 24-team competition to be staged in Morocco, following the hosting of the 2025 tournament in the same country. Morocco was awarded multi-year hosting right for the Under-17 Women World Cup from 2025 to 2029 by the FIFA Council in March 2024, making it the first African nation to host the Women Youth Global Tournament on an annual basis. Yes, moving on. mandating female coaches in women football. They said all teams participating in women tournaments organized by FIFA will be required to have a female head coach or assistant after football governing body passed groundbreaking regulations at its council meeting yesterday. This changes the appeals to all youth and senior tournaments national team competition and club competition and will debut at the Under-20 Women World Cup in Poland in September. It will be in a use at the second edition of the Women Champions Cup, the 2027 World Cup in Brazil, and the inaugural Women Club World Cup in 2 years' time. In a statement, FIFA said the initiative is part of a broader strategy to ensure that the rapid growth of women's game is matched by the increased representation of women in technical and leadership roles. Yes, still talking FIFA. I've got this. FIFA President Gianni Infantino said yesterday again he has underlined the body's commitment to making sure the World Cup goes ahead as scheduled, with all teams taking part amid doubt about Iran's presence at the tournament. He said, and I quote, FIFA is looking forward to all teams participating at the World Cup to compete in a spirit of fair play and mutual respect. Infantino said from Zurich during an online FIFA Council meeting. He further stated, and I quote, we have a schedule. We will soon have the 48 competing teams confirmed. We want the World Cup to go ahead as scheduled. Iran's participation has been shrouded in doubt due to the conflict in Middle East. They are due to play group games in United States against New Zealand, Belgium, in Los Angeles, and Seattle against Egypt. However, the Iranian Football Federation President Mehdi Taj indicated that as a result of the US-Israeli attacks on his country, he wanted its matches to be moved to one of the other host nations, Canada and Mexico, who host the World Cup with the United States. He said, and I quote, we will be preparing for the World Cup. We will boycott the United States, but not the World Cup. And that was coming from no other person but Taj. Take this on the fixtures that will be played over the weekend, beginning from fixtures that will be played today. Talking English Premier League, where AFC Bournemouth versus Manchester United will kick off by 9 p.m. And now moving on to the English Champions League, where the matches, English Champions League fixtures that will be taking place today, of course. We've got this Preston North End versus Stoke City, and this will kick off by 9 p.m. today. Moving on to matches, fixtures that will be taking place tomorrow. That is the 21st of March. Talking English Premier League, where Brighton and Hove Albion versus Liverpool will kick off by 1:30 p.m. Fulham versus Burnley by 4 p.m. Everton versus Chelsea by 6:30 p.m. Leeds United versus Bradford by 9 p.m. Manchester City versus Crystal Palace. This match has been postponed. Talking English Champions League, English Championship League, where Blackburn Rovers versus Middlesbrough will kick off by 1:30 p.m. Derby County versus Birmingham City by 1:30 p.m. Ipswich Town versus Millwall by 1:30 p.m. Bristol City versus West Bromwich Albion will kick off by 4 p.m. Charlton Athletic versus Norwich City by 4 p.m. Hull City versus Sheffield Wednesday will kick off by 4 p.m. Queen Parks Rangers versus Portsmouth will kick off by 4 p.m. Sheffield United versus Wrexham will kick off by 4 p.m. Southampton versus Oxford United will kick off by the same time. Watford versus Leicester will kick off by 4 p.m. And finally, Swansea City versus Coventry City will kick off by 6:15 p.m. Yes, quickly, moving on to matches that will be played on Sunday the 22nd of March, when Newcastle versus Sunderland will kick off by 1 p.m. Aston Villa versus West Ham United by 3:15 p.m. Tottenham Hotspur versus Nottingham Forest will kick off by 3:15 p.m. Yes, and with that, we've come to a wrap on today's edition of Sports Diaries. Many thanks to those who make today's program possible. Many thanks to those who are here with me in the studios this morning. Many thanks to you listeners out there who tune in and consistently tune in to listen to Sports Diaries on our Power 102.7 FM. Until next time, I remain your favorite sports diva. Keep loving the game and stay sporting. God bless you. Bye-bye.